Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Event and Media. I'm joined in the studio by Andrei from BBC Chartering, who has just finished moderating a panel on contracts, logistics contracts. Is that right?
On complexity of logistics contract.
And they can be very complex.
They are, and of course, it's not only the project owners who try to make them complex, but it's also, of course, the interest and risk that the freight forwarder actually having in executing these contracts. We've been talking also about the risk, how the underwriters evaluate all these contracts, and how potentially these contracts can be simplified. What are the issues of making these contracts are more comprehensible, simpler for the market to understand.
It's hard, I know.
Challenge. This is the challenge for the industry, for organizations such as BIMCO, to simplify them, and of course for the market itself, for the freight forwarders and for the project owners to actually accept.
Absolutely. So give us an idea of who was on this panel. I think it was exceptionally balanced.
There were two actual project owners from Shell and from Alstom. There was the underwriters from TT Club, and there were actually two freight forwarders, Kuchenagel and Geodis.
Wow. So you had excellent representation for these different perspectives. Where do you see the biggest differences lie?
I think the biggest difference is, of course, that during the last 20, 30 years, the contract became extremely complicated in terms of the execution and also the legal terms, in terms how the parties want to very often shift responsibility to the freight forwarder. Of course, there are some commercial interest involved, and unfortunately, in the circumstances that we have right now, the freight forwarders have to deal with them.
So, what do you think the way forward is? What suggestions did your panel have?
There is no clear way forward. Of course, everything has to start with the actual project owner. Potentially, international organization can be, I would say, a leading a body in simplifying the contracts, and then, of course, hopefully, together the industry can adopt these new changes.
Absolutely. Well, certainly when contracts are filled with legalese, it makes it even more difficult to understand.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's indeed the contracts are becoming very, very legalized. The solution that the market currently found is to shift all that towards the insurance, to ensure all the legal risks, although they are not limited, but they now technically are unlimited.
Right. So I think it's a great thing that you had everyone together talking and at least airing these issues.
It was a very productive discussion. We had some good questions from the audience. Of course, the issue definitely had not been resolved, but hopefully within the next decade there will be some solution.
Well, we hope so, and we hope that this was a good start.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you.
Thanks so much.